welcome back to Dinner and a Tip. My name is Brenda and I am going to be your cooking guide. So if you can't fly to where you want to go, at least you can eat the food of where you want to go. So today we are going down south to Louisiana and we are going to do the shrimp po' boy sandwiches. But we're also going to do some corn on the cob with this and actually make an amazing buttermilk garlic sauce to go with the corn, and you are going to want to definitely stay around for that. So for the corn, we're just going to go ahead and steam this, and it takes a little longer, so we're going to go ahead and get started with that. I do have our oil boiling, and the one thing is, and I am, raise my hand, I am guilty of this, I have done the metal containers on the Blackstone. I've been lucky enough that they've never started on fire, but I'm seeing a lot more people starting their Blackstones on fire. So I went ahead and did our cast iron skillet. And what I like about the cast iron skillet, it's flat. You don't have to worry about it tipping. It's much safer. It gets the oil to temperature a lot faster. So if you're going to go do some oil on your Blackstone, definitely think about doing the Blackstone or a skillet instead. All right, so for our shrimp, we are gonna go, I've got some Tony's Creole seasoning, and I know a lot of people prefer to do the, or put the seasoning actually in the flour, but actually I like to go ahead and hit it in the shrimp so I know that I can see all the shrimp is getting coated on this. So I'm just doing salt and pepper. I've got the Creole seasoning, and I'm just gonna do a little red paprika for this as well. And we are doing a double dredge today. And so I have just an egg wash. I'm doing a half a cup of just regular flour, and then I'm going to do a half a cup of cornmeal. I've not actually cooked with cornmeal before, and if you're like me, you couldn't find it, it's actually in the flour section. So just go ahead, give the flour a good mix. And then I'm gonna do some buttermilk with this as well. If you don't want to do the buttermilk, or if you don't want to, I had a hard time actually finding the buttermilk, go ahead and just use the egg wash, will be fine. So I went ahead, I've got all of our shrimp seasoned, and like I said, I really like going ahead and doing the shrimp ahead of time with the seasoning before I put it in the dredge. So I'm just going to go ahead and make things easier. I'm just going to throw all of our shrimp right into our egg wash. And then let's go ahead and start dropping these in our cornmeal mixture. Try to keep the wet hand dry theory going on here. So go ahead. Okay, well I already just ruined that, but at home you can try to be better. Apparently it's not my skill here. All right. Go ahead, get a good mix on all of our shrimp. And what I like to do is, the shrimp doesn't take that long, so I'm gonna go ahead and do all of our shrimp. I'm gonna take care of our sauce. See, I don't know why I've never mastered that skill of wet, dry hand, but we'll make it work. It's fine. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and make the sauce for the po' boy sandwiches. And then we are going to make the butter garlic sauce for the corn. So we kind of have a lot going on today, but that's all right. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put this in the buttermilk. And basically I'm just doing straight buttermilk with this. I'm not going to do anything extra for the seasonings in this. Why I love wearing gloves. It makes everything that much easier. So just gonna give this a quick mix, and then we're gonna go ahead and put it in our cornmeal mixture. Go ahead and separate these guys a little bit. So if you guys can't travel, I would love to know in the comments where the next food destination you would like to go. If you've got any ideas for me, I would love to hear them. I think I'm going to be doing some other southern meals coming up here too. So we're just going to set this off to the side. And let's check on our corn. I'm already loving to see a little bit of the color on the corn. And again, I'm just going to keep steaming the corn. This is the best way I've found to do this anyways. All right. For the sauce for this one, for the poor boy, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do some mayo. And I'll go ahead, I'm just kind of eyeballing this today. I do actually have real measurements. I'm going to do sriracha, but you can also do the Frank Red Hot. I'm going to do a little bit of the paprika. I'm going to do a splash of pickle juice. That's a really big splash. I actually really like pickle juice, so, and a little salt and a little pepper. And then I'm going to add just a little bit more of that Creole seasoning because I do want a little bit of that heat. I'm just going to give this a quick mix. And I see I put too much pickle juice, so we're going to balance it out with some more mayo. Make sure you're using mayo, guys, and not mayonnaise. There is a huge difference when it comes to the sauce. All right, so we've got this going. Ooh. Wow, that sauce is awesome. Guys, you can't make this without the sauce. And next I'm going to go ahead and start our butter sauce for our corn. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with just a little bit of mayo, or I'm sorry, a little bit of butter. And then I'm going to throw a little bit of minced garlic in this one. We're going to go ahead and get this melted. So this sauce doesn't take that much. So I'm going to go ahead and drop some of our shrimp in here. So our oil temperature is probably about 375. I did the pink shrimp, which means they're already cooked. So basically all I'm looking to do here is to get the crunch on the shrimp because it's already pre-cooked. And if you're doing really big batches of this, you might want to have a second thing of oil going. As soon as you start adding the shrimp, it does cool down pretty quickly. And so we're just looking for probably a minute or two on each side. We're going to go ahead and check that corn. Get that with a little bit more water. And I can already see the double dredge makes a big difference with the shrimp. You're going to get it, it's going to definitely be a lot crunchier than just a single run through. And for tonight, it's all about the crunch on this shrimp. If you want, you can go ahead and cover the shrimp, but I'm fine with the way it is. We're not doing a ton of shrimp tonight, so I'm not so worried about the oil temperature. And I do go ahead and put this on the hottest part of my grill to make sure that we're getting that temperature up on the oil. And basically, I'm just looking for this to kind of have a nice crunch to it. I want to see a little bit of the browning on it, because then I know it's cooked all the way through. Alright, we're going to put our butter mixture over where it's a little hotter. And then I'm going to go ahead and get our bread toasted after this batch is done. And I've been told the secret is to go ahead and pull out some of that bread. So when you put all of your toppings in, it's got a nice little boat to sit in. Alright, let's get these shrimp out. 'Cause, 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 You're going to want these to sit for a minute. This is coming out really, really hot, so you don't want to pop these in your mouth right off the bat. Grab a couple more shrimp. And I did like a medium-sized frozen shrimp with this. I wish I was down south. I wish we had the option to get some fresh shrimp, but... And you can already see these are not cooking as fast as the first time I put the first batch in. Alright, next up we've got our butter melted. And we're gonna finish off our mayo here. So I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of butter and 3 tablespoons of the mayo. I'm gonna get a little bit of the sriracha, a little salt and pepper, a little bit of the paprika. Basically, we're just kind of pushing all the same sauce that we had in everything. But the trick is Parmesan. If you had some Italian seasoning, you could throw that in here too. Basically, we just want to get that cheese to melt a little bit, so this doesn't have to sit here very long. Alright, let's check on that corn. And our corn pretty much looks done, but I'm just going to hit it one more time with some heat. Flop these shrimp so they're getting cooked on both sides. Because they're not completely coated, you want to make sure that you do get a flip on these guys. Alright, I think all we have left to do is butter our bread. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of scrape a little bit of the bread out. This one, I got these French rolls. If you have the bigger ones, go ahead and pull them out. I don't have thick enough bread to do that today. And I'm going to hit these with some mayo. You could do mayo or butter on these before you put them down on the grill. I just like to have it toasted when I'm doing the sauce. Let's get all of our burners turned on. Alright, this shrimp looks perfect. Nice and crunchy. I am so excited for this dinner tonight. Alright, we are good to go. Let's just turn this off. Corn is ready. Throw our bread on the hotter part of our grill. I'd have to say I'd actually rather be down south, but when I hear how hot their temperatures are, it makes me change my mind a little bit. Alright, we're getting a nice toast on our bread, so it is just about time. And I do like to kind of push down to make sure that the whole bread is getting contact. Alright, nothing but to plate this up. So we're going to go ahead, grab our lettuce. Got a little tomato that we're going to put on here. Go ahead and grab some of our wonderful crunchy shrimp. And nothing left but the sauce. Yeah, this is definitely a messy thing, so my suggestion to you is to go ahead and make this stuff, your sauce and everything, so all you're doing is cooking your shrimp outside and grilling. But let's go ahead and see if we made it down to Louisiana. You guys, you're gonna love these sandwiches. They are so good. And then we got our corn. And what I like to do is just go ahead and pour our sauce over our corn. It's almost kind of like a Mexican corn sauce. Okay, that's like super, super hot, but go ahead, give all of this a try, guys. You're not going to be disappointed. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you next time.